Everybody, listen carefully.
You're listening to the SEC Insider Hit on the Boat Bounce Show.
Fueled by Fleetway Market.
Fuel up your car and cooler at Fleetway this football season.
Let's go.
All right, good morning. Welcome in. Jason has now broken up with the Ole Miss basketball team. That is not my fault. If you want to direct a text, Jason has the text line in front of him, just like I do. So let it rip. The Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. And we're driven by our friends that make sure that you manage your family land, your farm, and your hunting camp. Any ag up equipment dealership, John Deere, America's Tractor. Of course, there's one in Canton, right up the road from us, and there's one in Pearl, and there's 18 or 19 more. Agup.com, and the text line is 601-885-3776. I posted a picture of Jason's hideous Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And by the way, the Bucs have some cool stuff.
Hideous.
But Jason decided to break out a either 2001 or 1987 Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt that he got from a Five and Dime store. Where was that, by the way?
It was so we were staying at Seaside, and then we went out and went thrifting at a Goodwill somewhere out there in Florida. So it was like 20 minutes away from Seaside. This is a couple years ago.
Okay.
Found this absolute gem, this beauty in one of those bins, the $5 bins.
Yeah.
So I went over there. I was like, oh, this is a steal. This shirt, believe it. So you're hating on the shirt.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this shirt would probably sell for $40 in seconds on like a Facebook Marketplace or like a, yes, it would.
You're lying.
No doubt. No, you go
on the air.
If you go look at those like kind of apps, like the thrifting apps, because there's a lot of them now, people are paying preposterous money for stuff that's way uglier than this.
I've never been on a thrifting app.
Well, you don't really. I don't see you as a thrift shopper much.
I'll shop for deals.
Yeah, but I could see
but
you
I don't
thinking
really go to thrift app. Maybe Wendy does. I don't know. I have to ask her after the show.
I could see you being one of those we have too much junk kind of guys.
Yes. Now, that's what's great about Wendy's always purging.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I mean, she's always, she's a very chill, laid-back person, but she's like mad at stuff, which is good. So, I come home a million times a year and there's stuff on the street. It's great. I don't want to be that old couple that has a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
not the last 10 years. I'm just going to ask my kids, take everything but a chair, or two.
That's what my grandmother's problem was. She was one of those decoration for every holiday sort of people.
Hoarder?
Yeah. Well, she had all the St. Patrick's Day stuff, even stuff for like Flag Day, like not even like Christmas and Thanksgiving, but like Flag Day.
Okay.
So whenever her and my grandfather moved out into like an assisted living sort of thing, and they had to get rid of all that stuff, I could not imagine how much money was spent on all of those decorations.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, constantly
all
purging, that's
China.
a good thing. That's a good thing to keep it out. But, thrift shopping here and there, get a $5 steal like this bad boy, come on.
Yeah. Well, I put it on Twitter. So at Bo Bounds, you can see Jason's Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt. It makes coaching shorts from 1984 look somewhat respectable.
You are losing it.
But actually, if you put like some gray coaching bike shorts on and some calf high, halfway up the calf, high short socks, and some real crappy, tennis shoes from back then, 84, 85.
Some old New Balances or something like that?
I don't even know if New Balance, I can't remember what the brands were back then. But yeah, something like that. You would be ready to coach either, I think, outside linebackers.
Ooh. I need the stash back with this shirt. That's what I need. I really need the stash back.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
And give me some gas station sunglasses.
Yeah, that shirt reminds me of when I was at MRA in 1991.
Really?
Yeah.
You're ripping this thing to shreds, man. This is a cool shirt. What's going on?
Well, we're gonna get. By the way, I got the picture of the ranch dressing
Oh, perfect.
in the picture.
In the
and that's,
shot?
That's Stetson Bennett's ranch dressing.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, all right, the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. I stopped by Mudbugs yesterday, and I picked up some shrimp and mushrooms. I saw Wally Cummins and his sweet wife, Stephanie, and they had a crew from work there, about a dozen people, and they were all enjoying some crawfish and crab legs and shrimp and mushrooms and sausage and corn and all the fun stuff that we love to celebrate here in the South in the kind of crawfish region. And so I thought, what a great idea. Take your office to Mudbugs for the afternoon. And that's what they had done. They're open now through Sunday. They have the best crawfish in Mississippi, and their crab legs are amazing, and so are their shrimp and mushrooms. And they had a couple of orders of nachos on the table, which I was jealous. I didn't get any nachos, but I will. There will be a Saturday. Well, I will dive in, and I will watch some college hoops, and I will get into some nachos at Mudbugs. But they're super local. They've got all kind. I don't know how many beers on tap, but I saw Key City and Stella and Ultra, which I was happy. And I love that they have Stella Artois on tap at Mudbugs. So shout out to them. If you want to get a big to-go order, go ahead and get 10, 20, 30, 80 pounds for Friday afternoon and throw a party. Prices continue to go down. Celebrate at Mudbugs, West Government Street in Brandon, or the Reservoir, Old Fannin Road. Boom. I went to Old Fannin Road, but I've been to both several times. Have you been to the one on West Government Street?
I've not.
It's nice.
Yeah, I need to go because I've been waiting. I've been itching for crawfish season.
Yeah.
So I think I need to go now.
It's hammer time.
And I heard a secret that you told me. Didn't you say that you've always said the weekend starts today?
Yes.
Perfect time.
The weekend starts on Thursday afternoon. I mean, if we're going to embrace socialism, let's just go ahead and get after it.
Let's
okay?
get a siesta. Let's throw a siesta.
And that's your
in there.
generation. I mean, y'all want to work 2.5 days a week, so this is where we're going. Anyway, I totally made that up.
Yeah.
But
What?
anyway.
What?
All right, let's get into some football. Have we covered enough Ole Miss basketball?
I think so.
I don't even really need to go over this game, do I?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, Alabama won. Bartu thought y'all could win. I actually thought y'all could win when you were up by 14. Actually, I thought you would win because Bama was sleepwalking the first 10 to 12 minutes of the game, and then things went the other way. So I was actually surprised they went that way, the way it started.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. The way that Ole Miss came out hot.
Yeah.
Well, but I thought that's what you have to do against a team like that, just like the way that Mississippi State approached Kentucky.
Yeah.
You have to come out and give them a punch in the mouth and hope they fall down and don't want to get up.
Well, Bartu said that he expects Bama to be the most disappointing team in the SEC tournament and NCAA tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they kind of were last year.
Well, he said that because they don't want to guard, and they're ranked 360th with road defense.
Ugh. Yeah, defense in general. I mean, them and Kentucky have some giant holes in defense.
Yeah. Well, Kentucky's a lot better than – they may not be great, but they're a lot better than Bama. They're also either first or second in three-point shooting efficiency. All right. Somebody asked, what's with the bottle of ranch? So should I tell the story again on Stetson Bennett the fourth?
Of course.
Okay. So Stetson Bennett the fourth, he emerges as Georgia's quarterback. It's an unbelievable story. He doesn't look like he should be able to play. He looks like he should be in the student union running for vice president of, the business school. Okay.
Okay.
And so things happen. Y'all know this. He signs with Georgia. It's all he's ever wanted to do. And he's 27th on the depth chart at quarterback. He transfers to where? Jones Junior College. Right here in Mississippi, South Mississippi, down there by Bocoma. And he transfers and lights it up, goes back to Georgia, and somehow, because he's an absolute grinder, wins the job and wins 2 national championships. And so we started talking about Stetson Bennett the fourth. And he also sounds like somebody you see at the country club. Okay, on a daily basis, who is very, very, very proud of his country club membership, but also a guy who throws a fit when there's no ranch dressing on the Sunday buffet. And he gets louder and louder and louder. And his kids are sitting there and they're like 5 and 7, and they're a little fluffy because they've been living
the good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're a little fluffy, and Stetson's a little fluffy and, pasty and whatever. And all of a sudden it just the wife is embarrassed every time because he can't put 4 gallons of ranch dressing on his salad after church at Sunday lunch at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that you can see everybody.
Oh, yeah. He's probably the best fit for that.
Yeah. So that's where we came up with Mr. Ranch dressing, and people, we had a couple of people who got mad about it, but we had fun with it. And we went and bought, I don't know if I bought it or Blake bought it, but we bought a bottle of ranch dressing, and it's still in the studio. It's right in front of, in fact, I'll take a picture right now because Jason and I are facing each other, and it's right in front of Jason. Oh, I've got the Lane Kiffin bobblehead doll in the pic too. And a bottle of 13-year Russell's Reserve. Boom.
Is it time for some Jeff Lebby bobbleheads, or you have to get a year in first?
I think after signing Michael Van Buren and landing Blake Shapen and signing a class in the 20s when you started in the 50s, I think that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Considering everything that's happened in this Mississippi State program since Mike Leach died. I think Jeff Lebby's done a really good job. There's a lot of excitement. I mean, Ole Miss is in a different spot. There's no doubt. Their program, that's fine. This first time since 2003, when Eli was a senior and Jackie Sherrill was going 2-10, that, Mississippi State's in a rebuild and Ole Miss was far ahead. Now, I didn't know that Cutcliffe was going to fall off the cliff. Ole Miss was going to do Mississippi State a favor and hire Ed Ogeron, and the gap was going to be closed in 5 minutes. Will Lebby close the gap? Yes. Will it take some time? Yeah. But Lane and Ole Miss are thinking college football playoff. Mississippi State's trying to get back to a bowl. But Jeff Lebby did a lot to make that a reality sooner than later the last 2 months. So I think that we do need a Jeff Lebby bobblehead doll.
Well, I think definitely, and you've been talking about the
You think Lebby will wear a visor? All these guys, Lebby and Lane, offensive guys, wear visors. Even Kirby, he's a defensive guy.
Right.
But Heupel does. Freeze does. Heck, Brian Kelly does. And he's kind of a mad Midwesterner.
Shane Beamer doesn't, though. And
no, Beamer doesn't wear anything.
Yeah.
No, he wears a hat. A lot of times he wears that black South Carolina Gamecocks hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of other visors.
I don't know what Mike Elko will. I'll have to go back and look at Duke pictures.
I think he's a hat guy.
He comes off as a hat guy, not a visor guy, because he's got a pretty big tummy.
Yeah. I don't think Sam Pittman wears much.
Mike Elko to me looks like he played D tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He may have been kicked out to DN if somebody got hurt in his junior or senior year in high school.
Like Noxubee County or something like that?
No, I think he's more
Greenwood?
I'd put Elko at Warren Central.
Ooh, a Vicksburg guy.
Yep.
Okay. I could see that. Got a little Louisiana in his
Over
blood.
there with the Morgan boys. Oh, did one of them take a job? Can't remember. Did Rob actually leave the nest? They wanted him. There was the Starkville thing years ago, but he didn't. Did he leave Josh? I can't remember. Anyway, let's go through real quick. Pittman does not wear anything. Oh, no. Does he wear a visor every now and then? Yeah, he does, I think. But I think a lot of times he goes without. Drinkwitz is definitely visor. Lane's visor.
Oh, yeah.
Stoops' his hat. Heupel's visor. And hat, I think. Beamer hat or nothing. Kirby visor. Lane visor. Freeze visor. We'll have to check out Kalen DeBoer at Alabama.
I think he could possibly be a visor guy.
Yeah, well, he's offense. Got a little West. Well, he's got some Midwest in him, but he went out to the West Coast and spent some time out there. So there could be something there. To me, Lebby I'm going to text him.
Tell him go visor?
Well, I'm going to ask him. What do you, how are you going to coach? No hat or visor? Visor or hat? But I'm pretty sure in those Hail State videos that they've been throwing up, actually, I can't remember, but they've been doing a good job with that.
Who's more of the visor guy? Is it Kirby or Lane? Because both of them wear it religiously.
They do wear them, and Hugh.
Yeah,
I would
Hugh,
go Lane.
Okay.
Yeah. Lane's kind of the leader. Well, some people now are saying Kirby because he was doing it even before Lane got to Alabama.
Every single picture I'm seeing of Kirby, he's got a visor on.
Hey, yeah. All the way back, like
2016.
12, 13 Alabama. Kirby Smart's wearing a visor. All right, we are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. And we're driven by your next Ford F-150 truck, pre-owned or new. Who has the best selection? Mac Hike Ford. I-55 North in Jackson. Mac Hike Ford. That's where you go to get your next Ford F-150 truck, pre-owned or new, and they will take care of you and let them know that we were talking about them and that we love them and that we sent you there. Ford F-150 truck, pre-owned or new, Mac Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. Are we getting any response on that?
We are. We got some people. Drink wears a visor. Kirby wears a Dottie Pepper visor, so his doesn't count. Lane is the visor king. I'm not sure what Dottie Pepper is.
What? I have no idea. Okay. So they're saying Lane is now the visor king. Harbaugh was a hat guy. He's the last guy to win a national championship. And so he was a hat dude. He was not a visor guy that I ever remember.
Somebody just said softball coaches and lady golfers have been wearing visors for generations.
True.
That's very true.
That's true.
Maybe Lane should whip out the like the old casino, the green visor, like one of the tellers wear because he likes to gamble.
Oh, nice.
Likes to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Put that little green visor on.
Oh,
come on.
I like that. Okay. What will Jeff Lebby wear on game day? If I had to guess, if you had to guess, if I had to bet $100, I'm going visor.
I could see that.
But I don't ever remember seeing Lebby on the sideline. He was always in the booth, right? He was always in the press box at Ole Miss. And you didn't see him on the sideline at Oklahoma. I'm thinking he also coached from the press box. Has he been in the box for the last 4 years? I think that's another question that we need to ask. Inquiring minds want to know. Jeff Lebby's attire on game day. We'll know before because he'll go through spring practice. And you'll have your, whatever the spring day is called now. Maroon and white, red and blue. I don't even know now.
He might go no hat at all. I'm seeing a lot of pictures of him no hat, but then I'm seeing some visor and then some backwards hat.
Oh, nice.
So is Lebby hanging with the bros? Is he going backwards hat or what?
Well, I wear my hat backwards a lot. I've gotten a lot of comments on that when we're on video. And so he can bring that. But he's not going to do that during the game.
Right.
A head coach is not going to have.
Yeah.
Like assistant coaches can do that, but he's not going to have it on during the game. Backup quarterbacks, that's kind of something that you do.
Right.
Gardner Minshew when he's not starting. Like the day that he came in here in our studio to do the hit, he had on his hat backwards. T-shirt, cut off blue jeans.
Well, that's a cool guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's very cool. Also, I think, seeing these pictures, I think I could be the get-back guy on the sidelines. You know how coaches...
because you lift weight, you have to be a guy who you need to be just a little bit bigger. Because you need to be an assistant strength coach.
Exactly.
To be the get-back guy.
Yeah.
Right? And you need to have, you're wearing the right shirt.
Okay.
Right? But you got to be a little, I don't know, you can pull it off. I mean, you've been trying to bulk up, you said, the last 7-8 months.
Yeah.
I'd probably say you need about 10 pounds of muscle on it, almost to where you're close to overweight, and it almost looks uncomfortable. And I think you've got to get bigger traps.
Oh, okay. So you're talking like ear shoulders.
Yeah,
like shoulders starting.
Those guys. The assistant strength and conditioning coach is a guy that for every rep that the D line's doing, he gets one in too.
See, I love those coaches.
Yeah. Oh, I know you do.
I'll play for that guy every day of the week.
Yes, you will.
Come on, a guy who's going to do the drill with you and get hyped up.
Yeah.
And coaches that call.
Well, I want you to think about it. Ole Miss and Mississippi State right now. That's going on. Whatever group's going through. It could be the third group of the morning. I don't know. Alabama, LSU, A&M, Georgia, Auburn, all Oklahoma and Texas now.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the country, you've got those guys. They are throwing around big weights today. There's a lot of yelling, grunting. You couldn't even measure the testosterone right now.
right.
In SEC weight rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, and these things are like the Ritz-Carlton Taj Mahal of weight rooms. Okay. I mean, I think about our high school weight room. I mean, it's almost funny. And now what high school weight rooms look like.
Mm-hmm.
And then what college. Shane Power posted a picture of Rick Stansberry giving a speech in 2002 in the locker room when he was playing.
Right.
And he was like, this is our locker room now. Now the Mississippi State locker room, and I've been in it recently, I'm not kidding, it looks like a Ritz-Carlton suite. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see, if you hadn't chosen to get into radio, I could see you as an assistant strength and conditioning coach at like Sanford.
Ooh. Sanford would have the strongest backup punter in the country.
No, I got another one. La Monroe.
I was thinking
They're tougher over there. Birmingham, you're not as tough. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Monroe, Louisiana, if you're going to play, who's their head coach? Because Rich Rod's at Jacksonville State. It was Little Bowden, right? Terry? But I don't think he's still there, is he? He spent a lot of time up at Akron or somewhere in the MAC after, bouncing around some bigger programs years and years ago.
Michael Desormeaux?
Okay.
Michael
That's a
Desormeaux.
guy you would work for. That's perfect. You kind of, remind me of a Jersey guy, maybe a little Italian in you. You would be the perfect assistant strength and conditioning coach at La Monroe.
I'd get those kids jacked. This guy, he looks like the kind of guy that you're describing.
Does he have some traps?
Well, he's got the goatee.
Oh.
He's got the business down here.
This is phenomenal. Hey, the Out of Bounds show is brought to you by French Quarter Saturdays at the Briar Patch in Livingston. It is a beautiful bar and restaurant. They have a ton of fun. Friday happy hour, French Quarter Saturdays. They'll open today, too. And the weekend starts on Thursday, all at the Briar Patch in Livingston. I've told you, it's got a little bit of Charleston, South Carolina, a little bit of New Orleans, and a little hint of the Delta, all mixed up in it. The Briar Patch in Livingston. Their food's amazing, too. Check out their charcuterie board. Good morning. Welcome in. Fred Smoot at 8:30. Ross Stellinger at 9:30.